Welcome to chascrazycreations.
If you love dragonflies, this episode is for you. Head over to Dollar Tree and grab a few supplies. We are going to make some awesome DIYs. Let's get started. For this first project, I found this wooden dragonfly at Dollar Tree in Crafter's Corner. So I placed it on a pan to protect my surface, and I added some stencil tape from plaid to the edges of the wings. I'm adding gloves to my hands to protect them so they don't get dyed from the items I'm going to be using today. I'm starting with Folk Art Ultra Dye in the color Blue Bayou. I painted the whole body of the dragonfly with the blue Ultra Dye. I peeled the stencil tape off once that was complete. I didn't wait for it to dry first. Once the blue Ultra Dye was dry, I went ahead and added stencil tape to cover the blue this time. Now comes the fun and inconsistent part. So I just went out on a whim and I wanted to make the wings a variety of colors. So I started with Folk Art Ultra Dye Hot Flash and just added dabs of this onto the wings. I worked my way through all of my Folk Art Ultra Dye colors, including Lady Marmalade, Solar Power, Turquoise, Tantalizing Teal, Pucker Up, Emerald City, Rendezvous, Venom, Raspberry Beret, Purple Rain, and Hot Pink, to name a few. In all honesty, this was a risk I was taking. I wasn't sure how it was going to turn out. Okay, here goes the experiment. So I grabbed a clean brush and I just smeared the paint so it would all blend together, and I did that on one wing. Then I grabbed a new clean brush and started on the next wing, and so on and so forth until I got through all 4 wings. Some of the darker tones overpowered some of the lighter tones, so that was a learning lesson for me. But overall, I was very pleased with the way this was turning out. Now, again, I want to mention how I am wearing gloves to protect my hands from the dye. And then also, it cleans up super easy. One of the things I love about Folk Art Ultra Dye is it's water-based, so everything will clean up nice and easy. Once I was done blending all of the paint, I peeled off the stencil tape while it was still wet. Now, I could have stopped here and let the Folk Art Ultra Dye keep soaking in, but I decided to grab a paper towel and then just wipe off the excess. Now, I notice a lot of dragonflies have these little black stripes on them, so I'm using Folk Art Color Shift in the color Black Gold for the stripes. I grabbed some Mod Podge and some Dollar Store rocks. I added some Mod Podge to the Dollar Store rocks, and then I glued them to the body. I wanted to give the body more texture and dimension. And I happen to have these little glass rocks that I got from a thrift store, so I added a little Mod Podge to these little tiny rocks, and I added them to the top of the dragonfly to create some eyes. I just kept adding more and having more fun, so I added Folk Art Dragon Glaze in the color Violet Blue Green Shift. Now, I just put it on the wings, and one of the things that I love about it is it goes on kind of white so you can see what you're doing, but it adds shimmer and iridescence to it, which is exactly what these dragonfly wings need. I decided that the body needed some shimmer too, so I used a different shade of dragonfly glaze in the blue, green, gold shift. I let him dry completely, and then I hung him up, and I love how he turned out. Now, you just need to see how this sparkles in the sunlight. Have you ever done any experiments like this? I'd love to know. Let me know in the comments below. For this dragonfly craft, I'm going to place some rocks in the bottom of a Dollar Store vase. Both are from Dollar Tree. And then I'm going to add some foliage that I just pulled apart from some fake foliage that I got from the Dollar Store. Now I'm just going to add some water, and I'm going to fill it so it's almost all the way full of water. And then I'm going to place a Dollar Store candle, a floating candle, on the top of all of this. They come in a set of 2 at the Dollar Store. Now, my mom gave me this cute dragonfly. It hangs on flower pots, but I'm going to hang it right here on this floating candle for my display. Now, another thing you could do is add some decals or stickers to the candle if you want instead. I'm going to be placing this in my bathroom. I think it'll make a nice, lovely display for the summer. For this project, I'm starting with some Dollar Store art, and then I'm also going to be using some decals that I got from the Dollar Store as well. And I have an added surprise. So I started by peeling off some of the dragonflies and placing it onto the artwork. Now, the great thing about using decals is if you don't like where it sets the first time, you can peel it up and place it again until you get the look that you want. Ready for that surprise? Yeah, I'm going to be using some of those battery-operated LED lights. So I'm going to be using them on the back side. So what I'm going to do is kind of space them out how I want it to look. And then what I'm going to do from there is use my hot glue gun to glue the battery pack down, but you can see that I'm leaving the screws available, so I'll be able to get to the battery pack again at a later point to replace the battery. Then I'm just going to continue hot gluing and holding until everything holds firm. Now I can flip it over and turn it on, and you can see the lights glow through the artwork. Now, I hung this dragonfly picture up, and I love it even more than I thought I would. So by day, you can see the light shine through, but as it gets darker and dimmer, the lights shine up more. And by the time it's completely dark, it just glows. I absolutely love it. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And do you want to be notified of future videos? Look for the link in the description. For this project, I grabbed a nightlight and some stickers from the dollar store. Now, these are not as forgiving as the decals, so I started by placing the sticker on, and it was a little hard to move. And then I decided thought it needed a little bit more than just the dragonfly. So I started looking for the other stickers, and I was trying to move it around, and at one point, it started falling apart. So I had to really work with this one to kind of recover. So it was a little bit frustrating. In the end, I was happy with the design that I finally came up with, but it did take some negotiating on my end. Have you ever been frustrated like that? Let me know in the comments. So this one had a blue LED light in, so it glowed up from the top. And sorry about the flickering. I'm not sure why it comes across that way in video, but it doesn't do that. It's a solid light. This is a little better look at that. And again, as it gets darker, you can see the silhouette of the dragonfly and the other pieces. And I hope this inspires you to create some dragonfly crafts of your own. I'd love it if you'd subscribe to my YouTube channel and my blog at chascrazycreations.com. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Want 21 sensible home hacks to make you a smarter homeowner? Look for the link in the description below.